We will begin our webinar momentarily. Just want to ensure that you are seeing this video on the website. Alrighty, good deal. Thank you very much for joining me today for today's webinar with Husky Intelligence. Just to give you a little overview about myself and the company, my name is Jonathan Frederick. I am the implementation specialist for Husky Intelligence. My job description is essentially to assist our customers with the implementation and training of the software, sort of like a project manager. I'll take your current business process, including all the documents, reports, um, information that you want to see in the system, and I build it into the system for you to best suit your needs. After I do that, I will then train you on how to use the system based off of your learning style as well as that of your employees to ensure that when you guys go live with us, you guys should be self-sufficient. But of course, if you need to get with our support or give us a call about a question, of course, by all means, go to our website and you can contact us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, so this is one of the first webinars that we've held since the new name change to Husky Intelligence. Formerly, we were known as Net Dispatcher. We wanted to do Husky Intelligence to kind of have a few reasons. One, since we're based out of Finland as well, we wanted to keep a universal name, something that we could use all across the world, and the name would be universal as opposed to having Net Dispatcher here in America and then Pokem Inc. over in Finland. And also, of course, Husky, kind of signifying strong and then intelligence based off of the software that we have, this automation and all the great innovative features that we have in the system helping you and your company. All right, so in today's webinar, I will be discussing with you the sales management and estimation portion of our website. So with our sales management and estimation, you have the ability that you can track sales projects. And what I mean by that is you can track these projects all the way from the first phone call that you make all the way till the very end when they are signing. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. And while I'm going through this, I'm going to be highlighting some of the key features of each section while explaining in further detail how some things work. Of course, this is only a 30-minute webinar, so I can't delve into everything too deeply. So if you do have any more questions, you can contact or any one of our team following this webinar, or you can check out our training academy on our website. So let's say that you want to go ahead and build a sales project for a customer. So where you'd be doing that is you'd be doing that in the lead section, which you could find up here in the top left corner. So when you open up the leads, it's going to give you what we call the closer section. Now, whatever user is in here, this is the information that they're going to see for themselves automatically. As you can see, I got my name displayed here. You'd be able to upload a picture, and then you can keep track of your statuses of what part of the project, what stage of the project you're currently going through. As you can see, you have the lead, calling, meeting, offer, and deal. Nice little thing about this is if you don't like the terminology used here, you can change that yourself to something else. As you go down, you'll start to see the open projects that you have. This will display all open projects as well as past projects. If you want to get rid of any projects, of course, you do have the ability to delete those. And then when you start scrolling down, you start seeing more of the numbers as far as sales projects numbers and sales targets. You'd be able to break down this information in time intervals, and then you'd also be able to look at sales target rate percentage and overall results for that time interval you set. So let's say that we have a potential prospective customer that likes what we have to offer, whether it's landscaping, HVAC company, cleaning, plumbing, all of that. Let's say that we want to build a sales project for this customer so that you keep track of its project and that your salesperson can um, keep up with this customer and their project. So let's say that we want to go ahead and create this new lead. Well, you can do that one of two ways. You can either click the new lead button here with the little green icon and the light bulb here, or down towards the list, you have the icon that says add new. Just force a habit by myself. The best way I've seen is to click on the new lead button here. So when you click on the new lead, it's going to bring up a window for your sales project template. This template can be customized by you and your team to suit your needs. So as you can see here, these fields are all defaulted with the sales projects template whenever you open up a demo account or an account with us. This is the default template that comes in. However, the great thing is that every one of these templates we have in the system is completely customizable. So you can change the names of the fields, you can change the type of fields, you can change the order of all of them simply by dragging and dropping and changing the settings for them. So here on the sales project, you can see that the only required field based off of the red outline is the customer field. Everything else is not a requirement. So really, if you just had the customer's name, but you wanted to go ahead and just throw that customer here in the lead section, you can do so just with the customer's name. So let's say we want to go ahead and add a new customer, and we're going to call this customer Mark Twain. As you can see, the little icon right here is searching through the system when it was doing the circle. When it stops, it goes back to the magnifying glass and you don't have any options. That's letting you know that this customer does not exist in your database. So here you can do one of two things. One, you can continue with the sales project, save and close, which means that it's not going to save this customer information into the customer database. Now, let's say that you have a feeling Mark Twain here, a prospective customer, is more than likely going to be a future customer of yours. So you want to go ahead and put them in your system. Well, instead of having to go into the customer section itself by closing out of here, then going into the maintain and creating a new customer, you can click on the little plus icon here. When you click on this plus button, it brings up the entire customer card for you with tabs and everything. So from here, you can begin to enter in the information for that customer. Once again, it doesn't have to be everything. You can put as much information as you'd like. For training purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and put in as much information as I can so that we can see this as we're progressing through today's webinar. The real neat thing is about the site address field is that you can type in an address and it works off of Google Maps, so it's going to give you the best result for that address that you typed in. So as you can see here, I typed in 25510 McDonald Road. Well, it gave us an option here in the dropdown. So when we click that, it's going to auto-populate all these fields here. Another cool thing is that there's a little map icon right here. Well, when you click that map icon, it's going to show you exactly where that property is so that you can ensure that the site address information that you entered was correct. Go ahead and click save there. Then if you needed to, you could add customer specific notes. And then this is all the history, service history of that customer. So let's say you've had this customer for a few years and they've had multiple projects done with them. This is where you'd be able to see all the history that's been done for that project, whether it was estimates, work orders, invoices, anything of that nature. And then you can continue through having set activities for this customer, as well as attaching media files. These media files can include anything from pictures, audio, video files, PDF, Word documents, Excel, anything that you can think of. So once we've put in all the information that we feel is pertinent to this, we could go ahead and click the Save button down here. So now that we did that, that saves the customer in the customer database. And as you can see here, all the fields populated as well with the information that we entered in. So now we could go down and start entering the project information. We can enter the project name here in the project description. You can see that in the status and project owner, those two automatically fill up. So the active is a drop down button, and you can select what the status is of this. So we're going to say that it's currently active. And then also you can select the project owner. At this current moment, there's only one person in the sales team, and that's John Fred. So that's why we're only seeing one option here. So we could go ahead and do all that, and we could go ahead and click Save and Close. So let's say that after a little while, Mark Twain gives us a call back, or we give Mark Twain a call, and we want to go ahead and document this information, and we want to keep track of everything that's going on with Mark Twain. Well, all you have to do is go down to your project list, find the customer project that you want to open up, and single click on it. So when you bring it up, you notice that there's going to be a little bit of a difference here, and now you're going to have your stages up here. So you can see the different stages once again from lead, calling, meeting, offer, and deal. These once again are customizable, and you can change those to whatever terminology you feel is most important. Also, there's another tab here called Activities. This is where you're going to keep track of meeting information, call information. If you want to send an email to this customer from the system, you're going to have the ability to do so here from Husky Intelligence. So instead of having to open your Outlook or your Gmail account, we have an Outlook connector that allows you to to hook up and link your Outlook account with Husky Intelligence, allowing you to work strictly and all in one system. So if we go into the activities, you can see that we have 5 different tabs here, and starting from the left one of what we're already on selected on, we got note. So let's go ahead and say we want to add a note here for Mark Twain. So we can say that Mark Twain is interested in our product. Just something simple, but of course it's a text area, and you can type whatever it is that you feel like. Don't forget to hit save. And once you hit save, you see now that it's going to add it down here in your tracking status of this project. Then if you go to the next tab, you see you got email. So here you'd be able to enter the recipient's email, and then you could CC somebody, or you can even BCC, blank carbon copy, if anybody still uses that today. The email that's already associated with a sales project is going to go right here. So as you see, John Fred has his email. So that's what it's going to be sending the email from. And then if you need to go ahead and add your subject and your message. So we're going to go ahead and type in an email. We're not going to go ahead and we're not going to CC anybody. So we're going to put in a subject and a little message just saying, "Hi, how are you?" So from here, you can save and send this email, or if you wanted to, you can merely just save it so that you could send it out at a later date. However, for this webinar, we're going to go ahead and save and send. So as you notice, when it did that, it's asking us to connect with our Outlook now. So like I said, if you want to send emails, you can hook up your Outlook account with the system. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick an account. And now we can see that the email was sent out to jjfred2112 at Gmail. Then we can go ahead and go over to the next tab in the middle. Here are the activities. So this is where you keep track of all the activities that happen with this customer. This could be activities ranging from calls, emails, or meetings. So let's say that we have a call with Mark Twain, and we could say had a 10-minute phone call with Mark Twain. We could also select the outcome of this. Well, did they answer? Were they busy? Was it a wrong number? Did you leave a voicemail? Or did you actually connect with this person? We're going to say that we connected because, like I said, here we had a 10-minute phone call with Mark Twain. And then you can also list off here your occurrence time. So we could say, okay, well, we called Mark Twain on the 30th of November. And once you do that, you could hit save again. And as you can see, it's continuing to add all this information that you're saving so that you can see a timeline history of all the activities. Everything that happens with Mark Twain on the sales project, you could see it all right here. Then you could go over to your task. So maybe we need a task that we need to complete. So maybe it's generate a quote for Mark Twain. And here we could just say proposal or whatever it is that you feel at the text area. So feel free to type whatever it is that you want. Due time. So let's say that we want to get this out to the customer today. I mean, here we could select, is this a call or is this a task or is this an email? We're going to list it off as a task. And then the resource. The resource is who needs to generate this task? Who needs to complete this task? Well, this one is going to be assigned to myself. So we're going to go ahead and hit save again. And as you can see, it once again puts it in the timeline history. And then now we could go to the far right tab, the last one, and this is your meeting information. So much like the other fields, you just go ahead and type meeting description. So we could say in-person meeting, location, Starbucks. Participants, here's where you could type in emails. Or if you wanted to, you could just merely type the person's name. And then you go ahead and add your notes here. You got your start time. So we could say, all right, we're meeting with Mark Twain today at 11:45 a.m. And this is going to be, let's say, an hour-long meeting. So we could save and send this information, or once again, you could just merely save it. We're going to go ahead and hit save and send. And it just sent that meeting reminder off to Mark Twain. So, like I was saying, you can connect your Outlook account with Husky Intelligence. So if you wanted to see emails that were coming into the system or the emails that you sent out to the system, you could go here to the send and receive button. Hmm. Seems not be working for me at the moment. Let me see if I can try to do that again. That's odd. I guess it's because I already hooked up the Outlook account, so therefore it's not giving me the option to open it up. All right. So let's say with this sales project that with Mark Twain, like we were saying, we need to go ahead and generate a quote. So instead of jumping into the estimate section and creating a new quote, of which you'll have to enter in all that information again for the customer, you can create an estimate straight here from the sales project. So when you're on the sales project, you can click the create estimate down here. So one of two things will happen. One, it will either take you straight into the estimate, or two, it's going to bring up a dialog box asking you to select which form. So if you have multiple if you have multiple estimates and templates for these estimates, then it's going to bring up this dialog box. However, if you just have one, it's going to automatically default it to that one. So here you can see we have two different estimates. We have an estimate and then an estimate for installation. We're just going to do the first one here, and we're going to click continue. So all the information that we had from the sales project regarding customer information transferred over. So we don't have to enter this information again as it's already here for us. But we can go down into the estimate section and start putting in the estimate details. We can start putting in the scope of work. We can start listing off tasks here if we wanted to. And this is all scope of work information that will be listed off if you wish on the report that gets sent out to the customer. And then also this will be information that the uh, technician will be able to see, or your employee. Internal notes are, of course, only for the company. So these will never appear on a report for the customer, and they will never see what it is that you type in here. Well, when we make our way down from there, we got the materials section here. So we could go ahead and type in something from our materials database that we have in the system. So we go ahead and enter in all the information. Like I mentioned before, this template right here is completely customizable. This is just the template that is defaulted with the system. However, if you were wanting more information that you had to track on an estimate or more information you had to input, then of course you'd have the ability to add those fields. So with the materials and services, if you feel like there's more, then you can go ahead and click the add rows button here, and it's going to give you a few more rows to add information. So in the name box here, you can either type in a material or service, and it'll search through the database you have in the system, or you can manually input that information. But let's just say that that's our only material for now. So we go ahead and put a little description if we wanted to, if nothing was already attached to that materials card. We could go down and select the status of this. We're going to say that it's open at the moment. And then also you got a little place down here for this customer signature. So your customer, whenever they receive this, they do have the ability to sign it off. So what I mean by that is that they could put their signature here to approve this quote if they like it. So for a customer to do that, all they'd have to do is just click the edit button here, and they could choose, what size they want for the marker. And they can even choose what color. We got black, blue, red right here. So if they wanted to get fancy, they could do a customer signature in red. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and do my John Hancock right now. Not the most prettiest thing in the world, but it'll do for now. So after you type, actually after the customer signs their name, you can hit the stop editing here. And that is going to save the signature for you. If customer needed to redo their signature, you can erase it manually by using the little tool here, or you can just click this paper icon, which will then ask you if you want a blank canvas. So from here, we can save and close this estimate, or we can save and send. So if we click the save and send, that's going to bring up another dialog box for us. The recipients is automatically going to populate the email, and then you can also add extra emails over here to the right. The attachments, it's going to bring out a PDF of this estimate. And then you got your subject and your message line. Both these are default templates we have in the system. However, you do have the ability to edit these templates so that the messages that go out for your estimates and invoice, you can type up your own and you can make it more personal if you want. So as you can see here, we got a simple little message that says, "Dear Mark Twain, attached you will find your latest estimate. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask for details." So whenever you hit send, it's going to send out to Mark Twain now. So let's say we want to look at that printout. All you got to do is just click the print button down here. And it'll give you a PDF copy of what it is that's getting sent to the customer. So you can see here that we got our name up here in the top left corner. We got an estimate, date, got the customer information, the product that we entered in the materials line, and that all gets sent out to the customer. Now with our reporting system, we can build reports for you. These can be very detailed or even simple reports. So if you have logos or pictures that you want, or you have a specific way those reports are set up, we can do that for you. You're not limited to the reports that are built into the system. Let me see if I have an example here. Let me go back real quick. No, I guess I don't have one. I thought I had one. Apologize about that. But like I was saying, you'd be able to add your own logo on there. And then also this customer signature here from the report would show up on that printout. So after that, once you feel like you're all good with the estimate, go ahead and hit save and close. It'll take you back to your sales project. And now we're back at the sales project, the closer screen. So let's say that Mark Twain gives us a call and says, "Hey, I like that estimate you sent. Let's go ahead and go through with the job." One or two things. One, you could go into the estimate itself, or you go into the sales project. I'm going to show you how we do it here in the estimate section. But you just go back into that estimate. You could change the status of that estimate to 1. And then if you go back down here to the blue buttons, if you click on the arrow, you'll see that you have a few more options now. Instead of just the save and send and save and close, you now have three more. You have the process, mark as lost, or win in process. We go ahead and select win in process. And again, it's going to give us a dialog box asking us which template we would like to use to transfer this estimate into. So with this one, we could just say that we're doing an installation. And then do we want to close the sales project as well? Yes, we do. So we click continue. And then that takes us into the work order. And from there, you'd be able to complete the work order, of which then you can dispatch out to your worker. The worker can view all that information in the field, do what's necessary, fill out information. But that concludes our webinar today of sales management and estimation. If you would like to watch this video again, we will have it on replay on our YouTube channel, or if you check out the webinar section on Husky Intelligence website, you will be able to, let me go ahead and bring that up for you. You'd be able to watch all of our past webinar videos. So every time we do one of these webinars, we post it to our webinar page, and you can go back in there and watch it at any time. And also we give a little bit of a description in there as far as to what we discussed in that. So the one like I talked about today was sales management and estimation. There is my contact information there. If you'd like, you could send me an email at john@huskyintelligence.com or give us a phone call at 713-955-5437. So I'll go ahead and leave this screen up just for a minute so that you can get that information down if you like. Be sure to give us a call if you'd like a free demo. We'd be more than happy to show you what the system is capable of doing. We'd give you a more in-depth demo, which would include the features and functions outside of the leads and estimate section. We'd show you more, such as the work order, the dispatching, invoicing, and reporting that can be found all within Husky Intelligence. So once again, my name is Jonathan Frederick with Husky Intelligence. Thank you very much for joining us today on this webinar, and we hope to see you at our next one. Thank you very much, and have a great day.